Welcome to Dub Nation, your home for all things Golden State Warriors. Highlights, hot takes, and pure Dubs energy. Join the squad. This is where champions live.
Free agent. Now, he'll spend most of next year rehabbing that torn Achilles. But after that, his next destination is up to him. Our Mark Spears on NBA Today yesterday mentioned the Golden State Warriors may have interest in that hometown star in the All-Star guard. Wendy, is Dame Lillard desirable to teams right now?
What he wants to do now becomes a back half of the season major storyline. Now, I have been around long enough to see these players who have come off of Achilles tears, and I've talked to them in this, this same situation where the player says, "I'm going to be back in February. You watch. I'm way ahead of schedule." I'm kind of like, whoa. Let's not assume anything about Dame. Let's not pressure him. Let's let him recover. We want to see him have a last act of his career. Having said that, if he indeed is able to return this season, he becomes an incredible wild card post All-Star break next year because he is absolutely still an impact player. And he's an impact player who doesn't have to worry about money. This is one of the greatest things you could ever have as a professional in any situation. Financial freedom and free agency. This is glorious. It's glorious. He can now go wherever for the bottom basement price. In fact, if he makes $1 more with any team, it's value added because he's already got his money set up. So yeah, I don't think it's really worth breaking down the teams like right now he could go to. It's interesting to talk about his hometown and going to the Warriors, but I think he owes himself focusing on his rehab and then looking at what the best landing spot for him might be. But man, oh man, can you imagine a contender that looks like, maybe even as far as April, let's say he's 1 year off the injury in April. Can you imagine a contender landing Damian Lillard? That's without expectation, that's an incredible wrinkle that's going to go into this next season.
Well, to Brian's point, this is the best thing that ever happened to Damian Lillard. I mean, obviously, tearing his Achilles is a terrible thing, but when you look at the way this has played out since then, he now gets the $113 million he's owed to him. He gets this year to fully get himself back to health. And then, whether he signs with the team late in the year or not, I think it's most likely that he's going to go into next summer, be able to survey the landscape, be owed $58 million next year, and say, all right, where's the best place for me to go to continue my career? Whether it's, does he want to be back on the West Coast to be by his family? Does he want to go play at home in Oakland? Does he want to go play in LA? Does he want to go to the best team possible to win championships? He will have a full choice of options in front of him because, again, I don't anticipate Dame going out there and saying, I need to get a max deal. I think he's going to go out there and say, I want to find a place that I'm particularly happy in, especially after these past couple years in Milwaukee. It has not been the best situation for him. Leaving Portland, where he was the first 11 years of his career.
Welcome to your front row seat to the NBA's wildest stories, where the game's drama unfolds with earth-shattering intensity. The basketball world is on fire right now, and we're diving headfirst into the shocking news that could redefine the Golden State Warriors and the entire NBA. Damian Lillard, the 9-time All-Star, Oakland's own, is a free agent after a jaw-dropping release from the Milwaukee Bucks. The Warriors are circling, ready to form the deadliest backcourt in NBA history with Steph Curry. But here's the catch: Lillard's torn Achilles looms like a dark cloud. Is this a championship masterstroke or a catastrophic gamble? Buckle up, because we're breaking it all down. This is no ordinary free agency move. It's a seismic shift that could reshape the NBA's power structure. Let's start by unraveling the bombshell that set this chaos in motion. The Milwaukee Bucks just dropped a nuclear bomb on the NBA. In a move that left fans speechless, they waived Damian Lillard, a 9-time All-Star, to clear cap space for Miles Turner's 4-year, $107 million deal. This is betrayal on a Shakespearean level. Lillard, who averaged 24, 9 points, 7, 1 assists, and 7 rebounds in 58 games last season, was the heartbeat of Milwaukee's offense, alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yet, the Bucks chose to stretch his $113 million contract over 5 years, paying him $22.5 million annually through 2029-30, just to chase a rim-protecting center. Is this a desperate lunge for relevance or a colossal misstep? Lillard's camp is reportedly elated at his newfound freedom, but the Bucks are left with a financial albatross and a fractured fan base. This isn't just a roster move, it's a declaration of war on their own legacy. But while Milwaukee burns, the Golden State Warriors see opportunity in the ashes. Could Lillard's hometown roots pull him to the Bay? Let's dive into the Warriors' audacious plan. Golden State is plotting a revolution. The Warriors, fresh off a second-round playoff exit against the Timberwolves after Steph Curry's hamstring injury, are starving for a spark. Enter Damian Lillard, Oakland's native son, whose 37.6% three-point shooting could pair with Curry's wizardry to create a backcourt that would torch defenses into oblivion. Imagine this: Curry's off-ball magic, Lillard's clutch gene, Jimmy Butler's grit, and Draymond Green's fire of potential, Big Four, that could rival the NBA's greatest dynasties. Mark Spears reported on ESPN's NBA Today that the Warriors are among the double-digit teams reaching out to Lillard, who can sign for a mere $3.6 million minimum salary. This is a heist in broad daylight. But here's the gut punch. Lillard's torn Achilles, suffered on the 28th of April, 2025, means he'll likely miss most, if not all, of the 2025-26 season. At 34, can he defy the odds and return? As the Dame time we know, the Warriors are betting on a miracle, and the NBA is holding its breath. The Warriors' pursuit is bold, but Lillard's injury casts a shadow of doubt. What does this mean for his future? And why are so many teams chasing a sidelined star? Let's explore. Damian Lillard stands at the edge of a career-defining moment. This is his crucible. After a devastating Achilles tear, the 34-year-old is rehabbing in Portland, surrounded by family, with $113 million secured from the Bucks. As Brian Windhorst said on ESPN, this is the best thing that ever happened to Lillard outside of the injury itself. Financial freedom and free agency give him godlike control over his destiny. He could sign now with a contender like the Warriors, Celtics, or Lakers, rehabbing under their care. Or wait until summer 2026 to survey the landscape. Spears speculated Lillard could return by the 2026 All-Star break, but history screams caution. Achilles injuries have derailed legends before. Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant. Only 60% of NBA players return to pre-injury form after such a blow. Is Lillard chasing a fairy tale, or can he script a comeback for the ages? His 24, 9 points and 7.1 assists last season prove he's still elite. But the clock is ticking, and the NBA waits for no one. Lillard's choice will ripple across the league, but the Warriors aren't alone in this hunt. Who else is vying for Dame's signature? And what's at stake? Let's break it down. The race for Damian Lillard is a full-blown feeding frenzy. The Athletic reports that the Warriors, Lakers, and Celtics are leading the charge, with double-digit teams in pursuit. The Lakers, with Luka Doncic at the helm, see Lillard as a veteran sharpshooter to bolster their title hopes. The Celtics, locked in with Derek White, want Lillard's clutch scoring to defend their crown. Even the Miami Heat are lurking, per Legion Hoops, offering a gritty culture Lillard might crave after Milwaukee's dysfunction. This is a high-stakes poker game, and Lillard holds all the cards at $3.6 million. He's a bargain for any contender, but his Achilles injury makes him a gamble. Patrick Beverley hyped a Warriors move, saying, "That'd be a good one." But Sporting News warns, Golden State risks a huge mistake, chasing a 34-year-old coming off a career-altering injury. Who will claim Lillard's heart, and at what cost? The NBA's future hangs in the balance. The battle for Lillard is heating up. But what does this mean for the Warriors' legacy and the NBA's power dynamics? Let's wrap this up with a bold prediction. This is the moment of truth. The Golden State Warriors are on the cusp of history, chasing a Lillard-Curry partnership that could cement their dynasty or crash in flames. A healthy Lillard, averaging 24, 9 points, and 37.6% from three, could make Golden State unstoppable, especially with Butler and Green in tow. But a 34-year-old recovering from an Achilles tear is a ticking time bomb. The Warriors' silence in free agency screams caution, yet their interest in Lillard signals ambition. Will they rewrite the NBA's script, or are they flirting with disaster? We predict Lillard signs a 2-year, $7.2 million deal with Golden State, rehabbing through 2025-26. and returning for a 2026-27 title run, the NBA isn't ready for Steph and Dame to unleash hell. What do you think? Drop your take below. This is Dub Nation, where Warriors never back down. Hit that like, drop a comment, and stay locked in for the next big play. Till next time, Dubs out.